The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for Living a Primal Lifestyle with your host, Nico de Hann. And now, here's Nico de Hann.
Hi, folks. It's Friday, April 13th. Lucky day. It's Living a Primal Lifestyle. I'm Nico de Hann, and you're on TFNN.com. Thanks for stopping by. And we're going to have a great show today. I'm back from the Pan Ams. I want to remind you that my Health Signals newsletter is out, issue number 7 for the year. Put it out last week while we were taking a break for Easter. And we're going to talk about that a little bit and talk about some of the things I've been doing. Of course, I've been gone for about 2 weeks and had the Pan Am Games of Jiu-Jitsu down in California, Irvine, California, University of California, there at the university. And it was just a great thing. I got a couple of little jewelry things here, clanging away. There's my gold medal for my division title. And then I got a silver medal in the Open, which is called the Absolute. That's where they let anybody in with any weight. And I got a silver in that. So a couple of trophies from it, which was a lot better than I did last year. So that was very cool. It was a tough match that I had with this guy, Richard, from Beverly Hills. He was a few pounds lighter than I am, but about 3 years more experienced. Was a 3-stripe brown belt where I don't have any stripes on my brown belt. I just got it. So he was more experienced, but I prevailed in the divisional match, and I ended up with the gold. It was really tight. I won just by 1 advantage point, which is just me doing something more than he did. So it was a tough fight. I had control of it mostly, and near the end of the match, I looked up and I saw there was about 30 seconds left, and that I had the advantage. And all I knew then that I shouldn't make any mistakes, and that's the way it ended. So really cool, real nice guy, and we just had a great time. It was we had 30 of us from the Gracie Baja Clearwater that went out there to compete. And we got, I believe it was 5 gold medals, maybe 6 gold medals. I think we got 6 silver medals, and we've got 4 bronze medals from the team. So we did very well. The first day we were there, people were losing and we were kind of on edge, and then all of a sudden our team started winning, and some great efforts by some of our staff that was out there. It was just amazing. 3,000 competitors at the Pan Am Jiu-Jitsu. So a lot of people out there. Very professional run organization, the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation that runs that and runs most of the competitions that are national and state run. The one I go to in 6 months is in Miami, the Miami Open, which I competed and got a silver in last year. So I'm going to go back and try to win a gold there. But it was a fun week, and our professor, who was also competing for the first time in a few years, got a silver. Got beat by one of his close friends. It was a very good match. And our real star, AJ, who is from Florida here, and he's called the Florida Boy, and one of the rising young stars in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he won his 5 matches, and it was so incredible. The last couple of matches, it was like he was putting on a clinic. It was like he was demonstrating the movements. It went so smoothly. And I think the last match he won was 20-0. And the guy that beat him last year, which had been a champion for a couple of years, he beat it in the 3rd meeting and just won that outright. So everything he did was tremendous, and very proud of AJ and proud of all the people who took part in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament there at the Pan Am Games. So a real thrill for me to get a gold medal in the Pan Ams, of course. Had so much support. When people are in the stands, and there was 30 of us in the stands rooting for our team, and when you're on the mat and fighting, you can hear those voices, and you can even pick them out. And of course, my professor is shouting instructions to me, and his is the loudest of all. But I've got some great pictures, and I included them in this latest issue of the Health Signals newsletter. And speaking of health signals, I've got the new one out last week while I was gone. It's got some great articles in here. The first one is storage, possible the beginning of disease for our prehistoric ancestors. When we started to store the food, a lot of information is coming about that. This is where a lot of the pestilence and everything began with so-called modern human beings. Great article on that. Next article is about soda and how just one soda a day can raise your risk of coronary heart disease by 20%. That's just one soda a day. And so you can see how detrimental these products are. And there's a great 60 minutes segment in here. You tap on that, and there's about sugar and whether sugar is toxic or not. An article next is about cholesterol and how there is no such thing as bad cholesterol and what cholesterol actually does for us. And we've discussed that on the program here a couple of times. A great interview also with Dr. Marsola on that. Next we have the truth about soy and why soy is not really a health food and why you should stop using soy. Another one is about fried food risks. And, fried food itself is not bad. It's what they use to fry it with, of course. And when you're talking fast food joints and when you're talking about getting fried chicken anywhere pretty much, they're not using great saturated fat from grass-fed cows. They're not using great fats. And they're using mostly fats that really turn rancid when it goes up in temperature. So, something wrong with the mic here. Sorry, I apologize about that. So, these are things that you need to really know is when you're talking about the food and how it's prepared in our modern kitchens. You need to be aware of what they're using in that. And this is a great article that will steer you in the right directions. Also, an article about autism and cholesterol and the link between those diseases. I've got something in here about tooth decay and why you shouldn't be using having dead teeth in your mouth. In other words, this practice that we've had for years of doing root canals. And a great article about that, and kind of opened my eyes about root canals. And the article is entitled, "Why Would I Want a Dead Tooth in My Mouth for Life?" And it gives the analogy that anything that is dead on us, we normally would cut off. So, something to think about. And a article, Did Cooking Make Us Human? And a video on that, a very interesting video. And then gardening without a garden. So this is for people who don't have much room. If you want to add some, whether it's food or whether it's just some green in your house, there's some great ways where you can use common materials to make a little garden in maybe a little porch that you have or whatever. It could even be a closet. So I've got a couple things on that. And then some great recipes, of course. Eggs and cabbage, I use that often. Roasted green veggies and grapes, Brussels sprouts, walnut, cranberry, and apple slaw. And then I have some snacks, my favorite being kale chips. I don't know if you ever had that, but I certainly would recommend that. Then I have in our exercise segment, I have a great article on training for parkour. And parkour, of course, is a French term that talks about free movement. And there's a video in here also. And if you're ever interested in this, this is a good article to get you started. And then the last couple of pages are merely photographs of me getting my gold and silver medal, some of the pictures of the team and the people that I competed with. And the last page is just some pictures that were taken during the fight. So that's Health Signals right now. It's a beautiful day here in downtown Clearwater, folks. It's about 75 degrees, going to go up to 82. And here in Florida, we've just had some fantastic weather. It's been one of the greatest winters here from a standpoint of nice weather for us. And we really do enjoy that and invite you to come down to Florida and do a little vacation in the springtime because it is beautiful and there hasn't been much rain. It's just been kind of beach weather down here with a light breeze and certainly it gets a little bit cooler at night, so it's been very nice. So, our show today, we're going to kind of bop around. I've got a few things that I cut out in the newspaper. We're going to talk about that. And we really want to talk about during my trip, one of the things I really noticed is what people were eating. Of course, being in the business of being healthy, I really do notice what people eat, and especially when I'm on the road, sitting at the airport, watching people wolf down whatever they can get. And that's mostly what I see. I see people eating a lot. Well, I'm just sitting there drinking a little water, perhaps, or something, but pretty much didn't eat anything. They had a couple of things on the airplane, not much good stuff. When I got, I think the first leg of the flight, I got breakfast, and it was either some cereal or the choice you had was a little omelet. And this omelet was basically a couple of eggs that were scrambled into a little thing with cheese. And that was it. And then they give you the hummus that was with it, and of course the bagel or the bread that comes with it, and most of it's garbage. So I just ate the little protein part. I was fine. I had myself a light breakfast before I left, so I was good to go. And in the second leg of the trip, so I flew to Dallas first, and the second leg from Dallas to John Wayne Airport, Santa Ana. And that was basically, you had a choice of a salad or you had a burrito, beef burrito of some kind. And the salad was, of course, with chicken breast. They don't even give you the good part of the chicken with the good fat in it. They give you the chicken breast, which is basically a low fat and a little protein that isn't much good. But so you eat that, you eat a little bit of the greens. Didn't touch the dressing, of course, because one of the first things in the dressing was high fructose corn syrup. And of course, if they don't have the high fructose corn syrup, they'll have sugar in it. And I don't want sugar in my dressing, even though it's just a little bit. Definitely do not want high fructose corn syrup in it, that's for sure. Hummus, of course, a grain. Do not eat that. Pretty much useless, has no value whatsoever. And that's really what I'm looking for, is when I'm looking into what to eat, I'm looking for the value that I get. Everything else I just kind of put aside. And when we're talking the breads and the grains and the cereals and all that garbage, and the beans even, or potatoes, it has no value to me. All it is an empty calorie that's going to spike my blood sugar, which starts the storage of fat, which is what I do not want. Okay? So, and I was in good shape, I'll tell you that. My diet has really put me on the right track for what I'm doing, not only the living part, but the fighting part. And I'll talk about that during our next segment a little bit. Remind you that my newsletter is out, so please pick it up. You get it free for 30 days. It's only $10 a month after that. You get 2 issues each month for that $10, and pretty much loaded with information that you need to stay healthy, to stay active, and to investigate what's really going on in our food industry and our government, what they're doing to us by feeding us pretty much a bunch of crap. So let's stick around for that. I'll be back in the next segment, and you can call me here at 877-927-6648. Open lines right now. I'll be right back, folks.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of The Money Game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and The Money Game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about The Money Game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. It's Nico on Living a Primal Lifestyle, and the number here is 877-927-6648. Our international number is 727-445-1044. Remind you to pick up my Health Signals newsletter. Got a new copy out there today, and it's issue number 7 for the year. You get two issues each month, about 20 pages each, so in-depth you'll get in-depth knowledge about what's going on in the health industry and what's going on as far as what the paleo and primal diet is all about, and really how to eat smart and how to do exercises properly. And of course, you know, these programs are archived on the TFNN.com website. Also, the video of each episode is on my LivingAPrimalLifestyle.com website. And, of course, they're archived on iTunes also. So a lot of ways to get this. Podcast is a great way to listen to the show when you're doing a little commute. That's the way I listen to most of the podcasts that I listen to. So check it out. Pick up my Health Signals newsletter, and you'll be ready to go. Now, one thing I was mentioning, of course, that my diet has really set me up for success in jiu-jitsu, in the sport that I really like doing. And I do recommend everybody getting involved in some kind of, it doesn't have to be competitive, but in some kind of sport or thing that you love to do physically, because that really helps you frame your life around not only an activity, but each time you do compete or you do the workout itself or the game itself, let's say, you're going to get a little more perspective of what you need to do to get ready for that type of sport. or that type of activity. You'll think about what you're eating, because it'll make you more competent at what you're going to be doing. You'll have much more energy. You'll sleep better. So what you're eating has a direct impact on that. And you also figure out, through trial and error and through getting advice from people like me, that what you need to do physically to get ready for things like that. So I feel the diet that I'm on has really gave me the energy, and I think that's really what knocked it over the ballpark for me, because I only have a 5-minute fight. Some guys have a much longer fight. When you go into the black belt, it's a little bit higher at the lower ages, up to 10 minutes. But, a 5-minute fight for me is plenty at 67 years old. And I lasted throughout that. I wasn't tired afterwards. I did use everything I had, naturally. But I really don't get tired anymore. I think that's the basic fact. Even when I'm sparring, no matter how long I spar, I'm always just ready to go back on the mat for some more. So I got lots of energy. So I've got the energy part really licked, a clear mind, and I think that really goes along with the diet too. What also helped me, of course, a couple of weeks before I went to the Pan Am Games, I injured my ankle. And one of the things that happens in any sport, any activity that you take place, or even just general living, is that sooner or later you're going to get hurt, and that's just another excuse to stop. Well, of course, I don't want to stop. So, the main thing is for me is to rehab myself and to find out whether through my own experience or through some other professional or going onto the Google and searching for what other people have been doing. And that's what I always do. Even though I have a lot of knowledge about how to take care of myself, I still always go back to the book of knowledge, to Google, to find out what's new, what other people are doing, what the insights are, and how it's worked for other people is very important for me. Now, one of the strategies that you use, of course, when you get an injury is RICE. They call it RICE, which is the first part, of course, is rest. Second is icing, very important. Compression and elevation. Those are the two things you should do always when you're hurt and you've got something that you need to treat. So resting, important. Putting ice on it for 20 minutes or so, and then, maybe at least 3 times a day. And, of course, compression, making a wrap out of it, and also elevation that helps the blood not go in there and screw things up. But there's another aspect to that, too, and that's called harm. Do no harm. And that's, of course, in the beginning when you're first inflamed, you don't want to apply any heat. You don't want to use any alcohol. You don't want to do any running to elevate your blood pressure, and you don't want to massage the areas. So those are the 3 things, or the 2 things, the RICE, which is rest, ice, compression, elevation, and harm, which is no heat, no alcohol, no running, and no massage. You keep those things in mind, and then you're off to a good start. And, I iced my leg at least 3 times a day, every single day, and that's what helped me got through. During my first fight, I really didn't feel any pain in my ankle. Second fight I did, and it actually caused me to lose that, so I didn't get the gold medal in that second match, which was for the Open, which no big deal for me. I got my gold already. I was pretty happy, so that was it. So I'll be right back, folks. Remember to pick up the Health Signals newsletter, and also give me a call at 877-927-6648, and I'll be back in a couple more minutes.
You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've always thought about trying out his newsletter, Market Insights. Well, now is the perfect time. For a limited time only, when you sign up for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights, we'll send you a free copy of Tom O'Brien's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. If you decide to cancel within the 2-week trial period, pay absolutely nothing and keep Tom's book as a free gift from us. Tom sends out his daily newsletter each morning by 9:30 a.m. with trade recommendations, including price targets and price stops. As recently as March 21st, Market Insights subscribers closed out a position for more than a 25% profit in just over 2 weeks. To get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights, along with your free copy of The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Supplies are limited for this one-of-a-kind special, so act today and don't let this opportunity pass you by. Offer only valid for new subscribers. In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Folks, turns out my best student became my best teacher. Steve Rhodes absolutely raised my standards, and I'll guarantee he'll raise yours.
Thanks, Tom. What I've learned is that if you want more, you must become more. And that transformation, folks, that occurs the moment you decide to become a master. Now, the quickest way to mastery is through immersion. And for 2 solid days in Denver, Boston, and Tampa, I'll create a new standard of wealth for those few trader investors who have a burning desire to succeed. At my Master Trader course, I'll teach you how to create the ultimate money machine. These are the best kept secrets in the business. Roadblocks, folks. Dabblers give up when they first appear. Stressors last just a little bit longer, but masters expect roadblocks and achieve extraordinary results when they bust right through them. I have all the benefit of knowing the type of wealth creation that I can generate for you. You don't. That's why I'm making this unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied with my Master Trader course, I'll refund every penny. That's right. I take all the risk and you get all the benefit. Go to the homepage at TFNN.com and sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. It's Nico on Living a Primal Lifestyle. The number here is 877-927-6648. Our international number is 727-445-1044. Please pick up the Health Signals newsletter. We have a new issue out. You can try it free for 30 days, of course. It's only $10 a month. You get the issues on the first and third Friday of each month. And you're going to learn a lot about how to take care of yourself. And that's really what I'm interested in, is how to take care of myself, how to live to a nice ripe old age, being active, being healthy, not getting the flu all the time, and not sniffling around and just feeling bad about myself and looking for excuses on what not to do. I want to remain real positive in my life. I'm at the stage of my life what do they call this? The evening of your life. I want to make it noontime. That's what I'm looking for, really. So maybe I've got a different perspective, but I think I know there was a guy that came in, was watching me exercise the other day in my shop, and he said, "Oh man, you do so many great things." He's like 82 years old. He looks good. The golden stage, that's what it is, the golden stage. But he was in his golden stage. 82 years old, pretty fit, was coming in to see Sylvia for physical therapy of some kind. And he was very interested in the movements, and I noticed he was watching all the people in there doing their exercises, and so he's got a real interest for it, and part of the reason, of course, that you feel good. I've been also doing some investigation about the hair growth and stuff. I noticed that my blonde hair was coming back in instead of the gray popping out, and as the weeks go on, it seems like I'm getting more and more blonde hair. So great, that's what I want naturally. But I've been doing some research, and one of the researchers took me to a lot of vegetarian sites and seeing pictures of people who are vegetarians. And of course, when they reach in their 50s or 60s, they all have gray hair. And one of the things, of course, that eating really good protein sources like good fish, wild fish, and wild animals or animals that are domesticated yet eating their proper food will give you your color of your hair back. It's the vegetarianism and eating lots of grains and things like that that actually take the nutrients out of your body, and therefore you start going gray prematurely. So, it's pretty interesting how all these little pieces of the puzzle start to fit together. Not only the high energy that I always have because of I'm eating a lot of fat, and now I'm really, really paying attention that I make sure every day I get that extra 2 or 3 spoonsful of fat. And in the morning I'll go and have some coconut oil or some coconut butter just to start me off on that, so I know I'm not getting into any sugar burning whatsoever. Even if I have a cup of coffee, or even if I wanted to add a little sugar to that coffee, it still wouldn't be spiking it because I've already had my fat and it's already in there working. Real important to understand that eating fat does not store fat. So eating fat, what it does, it goes, it gets synthesized in your liver and becomes a fat ketone, and that ketone is a little reserve tank for you to start using. It's fuel. And we really have to look at, how we fuel our bodies. Because if we're fueling our body with the right type of gas for us, if we use the analogy of the automobile, we want to be on premium gas, and we want to be very efficient and nice and clean burning. So we're going to use the best kind of fuel, and that's kind of what I'm looking at when I'm at a restaurant or I'm home fixing something for myself. It's going to be the best possible piece of meat. It's the best possible vegetable that I can get, and the best possible source of fat that I can get. And I do supplement those things as well, because that's how important it is to me. So I pretty much want to eliminate everything that I know is going to have a detrimental effect on my body. Of course, those are all the products that we call a processed food. And the more processed food it is, and you've got to understand what processing really does. I mean, when we're talking about grains processing, we're talking about extrusion. And if you know what extrusion is, the flakes don't get pounded into a flake from a piece of wheat or a piece of corn. That's not how the corn flakes are made. They're made into a gel of some kind, and then they're extruded out make these flakes or these Cheerios or whatever they're making. And that takes a high heat process. So they're already destroying the food. Food gets destroyed in every process that we have, whether it's just cutting it, or whether it's grinding it up, or whether it's extruding it or heating it. Those are all processes. And sure, we want to cook our food most of the time, although I do like sushi. But anytime you're cooking it, that's a process. But now, if the manufacturer is doing the processing of the food before you even get it, that's where it really deteriorates. So if you've got a fresh piece of meat or anything that you have at home, and you start chopping it up, you're starting to process that. But that's where you want to process it. We don't want anybody else touching our food and processing before we even get it. And now with the genetic stuff they're doing to food, they're processing it before it even grows. So they're getting it from all kinds. We're getting it from all kinds of different areas, So very important to understand that processing the food deteriorates the food. So buy whole food if you can, and stay away from the food that is going to be detrimental to you. And those are basically anything that is going to spike your blood sugar. So very processed food is going to do that, even if it's protein. But the real culprits, of course, are the grains. the wheat, the barley, and the sorghum, and the corn, and the soybeans. All those types of things are going to be detrimental because those foods are not as available to our digestive system as the other foods are, the greens. So, and it's also important to understand, folks, that are not really vegetarians. You know, if you look at the evolutionary path that we took, the apes that are still vegetarians today kind of diverged off the path of where we went to. And when you look at animals that eat strictly greens, you notice that these animals have large stomachs. The apes, the chimpanzees, of course, cows and all the herbivores all have 2 or 3 stomachs, and the grass and those things have so little nutrients in them that they actually have to chew this stuff over and over and over again. You even see cows a lot of times when it's a little sparse out there, they'll eat their own droppings, just to try to get a little more nourishment for the last time out of that same food. So that's not the road that we took. We're actually meat eaters. Protein and fat are our primary source of fuel for us, and we need that protein to build our strong body, and we need the fat for the fuel. And we don't really need too many green things. To me, all the greens are very important because they detoxify the body. So I look at the greens more as medicine. I don't eat a lot of them. I do eat them every day, and I try to eat them at practically every meal. It's certainly not necessary. When I had my eggs and sausage this morning, there was no greens involved in it, so I don't have to eat it. It's not necessary. Protein and fat are critical to us. The carbohydrates, not critical at all. In fact, if we never eat them, it's not going to do us any harm whatsoever. But like I said, they're still important because they do help us detoxify, and everybody knows that in this modern age, because of the way society has set us up, there are a lot of toxins in there. Not only in our food, but in the air, in everything we touch, there's toxins. In the cleaners we have, in the water that we get in our home, all has different toxins in them, whether they're man-made toxins or just toxins that come along for the ride. They're important to get rid of them. Our body is pretty good at getting rid of these things, but only, and I really mean this, only when our immune system is working at peak condition. So I'm not really worried about going out, catching some fish, bringing it home, and worry about that there's mercury or lead or anything in the fish, because the little bit of that my body can take care of because I'm already in prime condition. And when I go on the road, and eat airplane food, or we'll eat in a restaurant, I'll pick out the best thing that they have naturally. But I'm not concerned that I'm not going to get what I need because I've already set myself up for years of eating really well and being discriminated about what I eat. And that's the important part for me. So all this really helped me, I think, when I look back at the age of 63 when I started jiu-jitsu, and I started, just on a whim of trying to change what I did because I knew what wasn't working for me, and I knew I had to get out of that kind of stale feeling that I had, and I wanted to kind of up my game. So when I went for the first time in jiu-jitsu, who knew that it would open so many doors for me? Because I really have changed my eating habits because of jiu-jitsu, because of what my professor told me about the processed foods. And even though I knew a lot of that, and I've been in the business for quite a long time, it steered me right towards a primal type diet, a paleo type diet, and digging into that information and how it made so much sense to me to look at what we ate for thousands and thousands of years, and because we survived, it has to be the optimal food. I mean, it just makes a lot of sense. There's really no other way to look at this anymore. I mean, I struggled for years, low-fat diet, you do this, you have to eat greens, you have to eat this, eat an apple a day, all that stuff went kind of by the wayside because I looked at it from an evolutionary standpoint of how our ancestors for thousands and thousands of years did this one thing, just eat wild animals and whatever wild greens they picked and ate those for medicinal purposes probably only. Because when you're out in the woods, there's nothing like getting some bacon or getting a wild hog and starting to cook that thing. You don't need much else. I mean, if you've ever been camping, you're not going to go out and gather a lot of stuff for a salad. You may do that, but that's not your primary fuel that you want to be eating. So, I went in the dojo that day and signed up for jiu-jitsu, and I really haven't looked back. But I never really thought about competing and going to the Pan Am Games and getting involved in that. I didn't really think about much except just trying to get myself in shape. But it got me to be competitive in that, and got me to be a Pan Am gold medal winner, which is a huge thing for me. It got me to be on this radio program, first as a guest of Tom O'Brien, but he suggested, well, why not do a show about it? Because the community of the primal community of and the paleo community of food eaters are expanding, folks. It's a large community. A lot of people in jiu-jitsu are going the primal way. A lot of people, even when I talk on the airplane, anybody I talk, of course, about eating and about the primal diet, and it's becoming very mainstream. Not mainstream where these food companies are changing anything by any measure, but that's bound to happen sooner or later when everybody stops buying cereals and no longer eating pasta at the same rate, or we stop buying the pizza. Things do have to change. And I like it. For me, it gives me a good feeling when I'm talking about supporting people that are around me, people who are local people growing my food. It's very important to me. Me just going and speaking at my local health food store about this and having great attendance and having people listen to me, and then they come back later and say, I've tried this and made a switch and I do see the difference immediately, and then it's they're going to stick with it then. So it's a drastic change from what everybody's doing, but it just makes so much sense that I think a lot of people are going to jump on this bandwagon, and I recommend it to everybody, because why not change your life today? Why not take that important step to say, hey, I'm not going to eat this crap anymore. I'm going to make myself healthy, because we really don't know what the future is. If there's hard times here in America coming, I want to be in the best shape I can, and I want to be able to get through anything with a great attitude, with lots of energy, and if other people aren't doing that, it makes it better for me. So I told a person the other day, he says, I'm getting older and I notice people are dying around me. My friends are dying. This guy was in his late 70s. I said, yeah. I says, well, really what we have to do now is prepare ourselves, and the best way to prepare is let's make younger friends. And it dawned on me that everybody who's eating primal, start getting younger friends, because the youth is really going to be still alive when you're living and your buddies are no longer living. So even if an accident gets you, you're still going to be in better shape than somebody who's not eating well. So I recommend it to everybody that the primal diet is where to go. And I see Ken from Philly on the chat room here. He says, with my primal diet, I bottomed, just under 150 pounds, lost 4 inches in my waist. People think I am sick when I am way healthy. I run 40, 50 miles a week, and we'll see how I do in my age group, 50 to 59, in the upcoming racing season. Way to go, Ken. That's what it is about. Competing is something that just makes things much, much better. So you just keep doing those things, and then you start finding out what's really healthy for you. Still a chance to give me a call, folks. It's 877-927-6648. I'll be back in a couple of seconds for the next segment. Last segment.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. It's Nico here on Living a Primal Lifestyle. My number here is 877-927-6648. I'd like to remind you to pick up my Health Signals newsletter. It's going to really help you round out what I'm talking about when we're doing research for remaining healthy. Very important to do your own research so you can buy into the fact of, really what I'm talking about with primal diet and fitness and all that stuff that I'm talking about. Now, I want to cover a couple of things. I got these articles that I took out a newspaper. One is about doctors say that many tests are needless, and I concur with this. This is from Associated Press. 9 medical societies representing nearly 350,000 physicians are challenging the widely held perception that more healthcare is better. Releasing lists Wednesday of tests and treatments their members should no longer automatically order. The 45 items included many repeat colonoscopies, early imaging for most back pain, brain scans for patients who fainted but don't have seizures, antibiotics for mild to moderate sinus distress, and also on the list is heart imaging, stress tests for patients without coronary symptoms, and let's see what else is in here. Just all kinds of multiple therapies that are really not recommended and considered a lot of times a waste of time. Of course, these annual tests with the colonoscopy, I've never had one of those things done. I still give a little package to the lab and let them look at it the way they used to do it, and it's just fine. If there's no blood in the fecal material, then we know we're in good shape. But I think there's a lot of even annual trips to the doctor. I don't do as often, I guess, as I should, but I don't really feel as necessary. I think it just our basic economy is based around this healthcare system that is just a business to make money. It has nothing to do with our health. It's just a bunch of tests that we have to go through every year that we have to pay for, or our insurance pays for, or however you want to put it. Very unnecessary. Just like a lot of things in our society are unnecessary and I think should be done away with. That's just my own opinion. So, good article on there, and I think, as we're talking about more and more costs of healthcare, you're going to see more of that, and then they're going to be cutting things out, and we're going to be screaming, saying, hey, how come you cut this out? I need it now. But that's just the way it is. Another thing, superfoods, a little article here, and they mentioned some superfoods, 12 of them, apples, artichoke hearts, avocados. Number 4 is beans. Of course, my position on beans. It says it's rich in antioxidants and fiber. Yeah, it does have some fiber. I'm not really that convinced that fiber is the all, or, we really need that much fiber. I try to stay away from fiber as far as in grains and things like that. So I use psyllium, which is a non-digestible thing that really does help the colon cleanse it out, but I don't think we really need it. Broccoli, a lot of good compounds. Eggs, of course, good. Kiwi fruit. Nuts are great as long as you don't eat too many, because it's high in some of the fats that we don't want, omega-6. Salmon, great. Spinach. Sweet potatoes, again, very questionable. Yeah, it has some fiber, but and it says to eat the skin too, but it's really, there's nothing in there that I need that I can't get someplace else. And tomatoes, that's an optional thing for me too. I like a tomato now and then, but tomato really tastes a lot better with other things. You don't eat tomatoes by themselves, and I like them with olives, actually. A tomato and an olive is a great combination. The other thing in here was, and I only have a couple of minutes left, so I think I'll save this for later on because it's kind of in depth. The other article about autism. Anyway, folks, that's the show for today. And again, my medals, last time you'll be seeing them, but really proud of them and appreciate all the responses from all of you and the nice cards and letters and everything like that. So thanks a lot. I'll see you next week. And I have a special guest next week, so we'll see you then. Be sure to tune in. Thanks.